Hello, I am Mac, at least for a day, and everything's going to be okay. Today I'm going to be discussing some more clues that I discovered in the lore when I was live streaming that I believe tell us what may be in the next major update for No Man's Sky. So the first lore entry I'm going to read. Too dangerous a weapon, too feared, imprisoned in a great tower, chained in impossible shackles. So this is another reference to the weapon. A lot of the lore in the Beachhead expedition talks about some kind of weapon. This entry is really interesting because it says that it was imprisoned in a great tower. That goes along with what I talked about last time, where it said there were cities with buildings that rise above the clouds, and that there was a great citadel in the center that was taller than all the others. This sounds like it's maybe referring to the same tower, the same citadel that's really tall, and that is where some weapon is imprisoned. Now, all these references to weapons make me and others think that this is giving us clues about a combat update. And of course, we've been wanting a combat update for a long time. And of course, I recently did a video where I talked about all the ways that they have improved combat throughout the history of No Man's Sky, and you can check that video out in my recent speculations in 2021. But yeah, all these references to this weapon make us believe that these are hints towards a combat update coming soon. Let me read the next lore entry to you. But the weapon always finds the shackles were broken, returned to its heroes. So this is in the same entry that I read before, where it talked about that it was shackled in the tower. So this is making me think that if they do add the cities with the giant tower in the center, that we're going to have to go into that tower and find the weapon that is shackled, and we will obtain that weapon. No idea what kind of weapon it's referring to. It's talked in other entries that the weapon follows us around. That almost makes it sound like maybe some kind of floating robot or something, like kind of like a sentinel, but it's like a companion or something that flies along and helps us fight. I don't know. That's all I can think of that it could be. But yeah, it talks about that the shackles were broken and returned to its heroes. So it sounds like maybe travelers throughout history have gotten this weapon, and we are the heroes that keep obtaining it by finding it in the tower or whatever. Alright, and then this last lore entry got me really excited. This one is something really special. At a time of desperate need, the great weapon pierced the heart of the metal dragon, slew the vanguard of the ancient kings. So right there, it talks about a metal dragon. No idea what the metal dragon it's talking about, but that really makes me think that they may finally add bosses to the game. The only thing I can think of that might be the metal dragon is maybe a sentinel walker, but sentinel walkers really don't resemble a dragon at all. And there are creatures in No Man's Sky that might be considered dragons, some big flying creatures and stuff, but those definitely aren't made of metal. So I don't know what the metal dragons could be. But maybe it is referring to some kind of boss creature, because this is talking about the weapon that at the time of desperate need, the great weapon pierced the dragon. So it sounds like we might get this weapon and then we'll use it against some kind of boss fight. It says that it's the vanguard of ancient kings. The dragon is vanguard of ancient kings, which reminds me of the ancient catacombs that it talked about in the entry in my previous video, where the catacombs are where dead gods or ancient gods are. That might be related to these ancient kings. So if we get some kind of new dungeon underground, this dragon could be a boss at the end of the dungeon. I've talked before that I wish there were boss battles in the game, and in the Desolation update, I thought it was really a missed opportunity to have bosses in there. We could have, when we go through the dungeon in a derelict freighter, at the end we get to this really big room with a really tall ceiling. It seemed to me like that would be the perfect place for a boss battle, because it was the final room and it was really big, but all that was ever in there was like some jellyfish and stuff. There was never anything like a boss battle. And so I had said that a lot, that I wish they'd put boss fights at the end of the derelict freighter dungeons. And so this makes it sound like to me that that's what they're talking about, that the vanguard of ancient kings, which would be in the ancient ruins that it's referred to previously, would have a metal dragon at the end that we would fight, that would be a boss. So I'm really excited that we may finally get boss fights with the dungeons that may be coming soon. But anyway, that's just my interpretation of this lore. Let me know if you think that's what it could mean and what you think is coming. I really hope and think that we are going to get a combat update based on this information, and that it may involve some kind of boss, this metal dragon, whatever that is. But anyway, that about does it. Let me know in the comments what you think about all this, and I will see you in the next one. Let me get the lighting a little better here. Oh well. So, anyway, that does it for this speculation video. I've been Mac. Thank you for joining me for a day. And remember, everything's going to be okay. I would like to thank the people who have given to my channel: Shell Owens, JSpot51, and Meg Payton. Thank you so much for giving so that I can continue to make daily content. If you would also like to support me, you can do so through channel memberships on YouTube by clicking join, or through Patreon at patreon.com/Mac4Day, or just like and subscribe also really helps to support my channel. Thank you.